All right, guys, welcome back to the new episode of the DZD podcast. Before we start, we want to say thank you for all the love. By the time this video comes up, we'll have 100 subscribers. I'm pretty damn sure. But I want to say thank you for everything. I know 100 sounds like nothing, but it's a lot to us.
Yeah.
So
We've been putting in the work, and it's showing slowly, and we keep trying to go up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Today's. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
So whenever y'all tell us that you're watching the pod, it always means a lot, even if
Yeah,
it's just a
bro.
couple minutes. Always gives us a smile.
Yeah,
So
some
we
kid at
really-
the gym said, "Are you Danny from DZD
yeah,
podcast?"
bro.
I was like,
At
crazy.
school, that's good to be like, I seen your pod, but I'd be making me smile.
So we really appreciate it. But we got a special guest. Got the intro.
Yeah. So we have a self-made entrepreneur. He's one of the best photographers and videographers in the Tampa Bay area. Jamil Gay, aka BehindtheLens813. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Baby.
What's up?
How's your day been, bro? How's you?
Just chilling. Like I said, I just kicked out another video. I was up all night doing that, but
Yeah.
just that's how the weekends usually are.
Working.
Editing, so yeah.
You drop in every day. We peeping.
Trying to. I used to be like that, but now I'm trying to like I said, I gotta do a little mixture of both.
How
so.
often are you booked up? During the week?
Right now, I would say I shoot every Sunday, basketball every Sunday. And then I would say every other weekend just because AAU, stuff like that. So
I feel like your name fits you pretty well, being behind the lens. Not a lot of people really know who you are, but you played football and you played both sports. You played with JD basketball.
Right.
So how was that, your love for football and basketball?
Really loved basketball a lot more than football. I was just a lot better at football. And it came easy to me, but that's why I stick with the sport, just because it was natural. Grew up in the area, went to Sickles and Alonzo, so it's natural. My roots are here, so.
Let's start from the beginning. You said that you've been playing football your whole life and basketball.
For sure.
Which sport did you start first, or did you start both of them at the same time?
Probably football first, and then a little bit of basketball. But like I said, I loved basketball more. Grew up in Indiana, so it's a big basketball state.
Yeah.
Came down here and then fell in love with football. But like I said, I wasn't the best basketball player. So like I said, football just came natural.
Yeah, it's been a common theme of the guests we've had on. They've been from up north and came down. The basketball to football culture is a different change.
Yeah, totally different. And like I said, up there they play basketball year round. Down here we play football year round. So it's a little bit different.
And at what age you came down here?
When I was in 6th grade, and that's when I met Jordan. So
Yeah, it's around that time he came down here too.
Both I think we both did 6th grade at different schools, but in 7th grade we met at Walker. So played basketball together, played football together, and then just continued our friendship. So. Yeah.
Did your love for camera work come at a young age, or I heard there's a story that your stepmom gave you a camera, so all that stuff.
Yeah, basically, I was just trying to find something to do. Obviously I had my full-time job or whatever, and then I would just play sports, just trying to find something to do. And ended up going to my little cousin's game out in Sun Lake, and he like I said, he played, and then he was on varsity as a sophomore. So I was like, yeah, let me try to get some videos or photos, just something to get for him, because that's what I used to want when I was little. So went out there, got on the field, got access and all that stuff, and like I said, took the pictures, and the kids were like, where are these gonna be posted at? And at this time, I didn't have an Instagram, I didn't have anything. I didn't have I just had an old camera. So, but that was really what drove me to get better and stay up late at nights and edit and really try to make what this is today. So
That's good.
So going back to high school, you were on a state championship team, actually, or at least one that made it to the state championship.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
so
no, for sure.
You talk on that experience.
Yeah, definitely was cool. I think going through it, we didn't understand, or me specifically, I didn't really cherish the moment. We had an NBA player on our team. A state championship on our team. We're flying out to Chicago, just different states to play. And imagine you guys know how it is here. You play all Tampa teams. At that next year we played in like I said Chicago. We had tournaments everywhere. Just flying, and sponsored
At
by
a public
Nike.
school,
Sponsored by Nike and all this stuff. And it's it just changed like that. Just like I said, the next year with that player. So we had Coach Garcia at the time, a great coach. He had us running literally every day, and I'm like, why are we running so much? But he was literally building us up for that grind. So like I said, definitely a great experience. Still cool with John today. So like I said, definitely cherish that. So
You played both sports that year?
yeah, like I said, I was better at football. Basketball, like I was just
Yeah. What made you decide to go to Alonzo your senior year where you balled out?
So like I said, I was good at football, but at that time, Sickles, we didn't really pass that much. I was a receiver. At Alonzo, I was zoned to go to Alonzo school wise, and they had CJ Bennett. I don't know if you know who that is. He actually runs the QB stable. You guys heard of that? So basically, that's like where the best quarterbacks here go, like to train. And at that time, he was like the best quarterback in the area. He's a little bit short, but could throw it like better than anybody. So had to make that move, transferred. And which I think is funny, like now it's like you see people transferring a lot, like they like jump for this school, that school, whatever, and like nobody cares and or welcome with open arms, you know. Like at that time for me, when I transferred, like it was like they tried to crucify me just because like I had left and tried to make a better decision for me.
JD told me it was much different back then transferring.
Totally different. Like they almost tried to like make me not play my senior year just because of the situation, you know. And luckily, like I said, everything went through like it did. But yeah, got to play, got a few offers, and then from there, you know, did my thing. So
And then you played basketball that year for Alonzo, or
no? So I wanted to, but then it was a thing where like I already had a scholarship offer. I was committed, and I was like, you know, it would be fun, but I wasn't fully in it at that time. And then like it wasn't the same plan for Alonzo when he played for Sickles, you know what I mean? Like just because Jordan and Rashawn, like my best friends on that team, I was just
different
like,
level.
Yeah, different. So I ended up doing track, but like I said, I was just trying to zone in on football at that point.
Yeah, and then you were committed to Albany, right?
Yeah, Albany. Still believe they're D1 AA. Play some D1 teams every now and then, but at that time they were like a low D1 AA. Now they're coming up. So
Was that change going from Tampa to New York a big change for you?
It kind of was, just because, you know, obviously Florida to New York, but I had grew up in Indiana, so I was familiar with, you know, snow and things like that. But the first day it snowed there, you know, it was like, oh, it's cool, you know, snow. But then like it snowed for probably like 6 months after that. So you had to get used to the wind, playing in the cold, just like stuff like that. Then you realize, you know, like being down here with this beautiful weather is like a blessing. So definitely was a little hard getting used to, but like I say, you gotta learn fast when you like at that next level. So
For sure.
You were there all 4 years, right?
Yep.
So you played wide receiver. What type of receiver did he play? Did he play like a slot? Did he play?
So I came in, started as a true freshman. I played like at that moment I came in as a slot, but they wanted me to play both slot and outside. So I did like that my freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. Senior year, I just stuck with the slot. So basically I could play a little bit anywhere, but probably with a little bit.
What was your favorite season that you had over in college?
I mean, really all of them. Like you just like I gotta just literally be in the moment, because freshman year was great because, you know, there's no year like freshman year, like, you know, you just get your feet wet. Sophomore year, you think you know everything, you know, and like you really don't, you know. So junior year, you feel like you're grown, you're like really trying to plan for the future, and then senior year, you're just like embracing everything, like just like the whole experience. And we ended up winning some conference championships, so obviously that's like, you know,
that's big time.
A big thing. We got some rings for that. So I would say probably those 2 years. But then that last year we moved up in a conference, so we played in the CEA. So we played against like teams like Delaware, James Madison, Towson. So that was also probably cool, just playing like that higher level of competition. So.
And you played at Albany at all 4 years. You know, now you see a bunch of players in the transfer portal. First year, you know what I'm saying? How did Albany impact you? Was there a reason you stayed there 4 years, or like?
Really, the transfer portal, I mean, it was a thing back then, but now it's a lot easier. Like, so, you know, you might literally go to a school with intentions on transferring immediately. You know, like back then, I want to say, like, say if I wanted to transfer to USF, like I could play instantly, but who's to say I would play, you know? I could transfer to another D1 AA school, but I had to sit out a year. So it's just like
different
little
rules,
that you really don't want to, like, I didn't want to play with. It was just more of like, you know, I'm here. If I've started my freshman year, so I know that I could, you know, I could play. So, you know, if you want to be where you want to be, you just got to grind for it. So
what was the next step for you after college?
I did. So I stayed in Albany for a little bit. I came back. Was working like as like a personal trainer, stuff like that. Just trying to stay in that realm of fitness. Realized that wasn't for me, just because it wasn't. I said I could do it, but it wasn't. It didn't motivate me, kind of thing. So came back, started doing some foster care, social work kind of things. Started working as a case manager. And then so I was around the kids, and like I said, I liked being around the kids, but then I still wanted that fitness sports aspect. So really what I do now with this photography stuff is like the mixture of both. So but yeah, just working with kids kind of thing. So
that COVID year of 2020 was a year where a lot of people stayed home, a lot of time to think, a lot of time to try new things. So did you think about starting your business during the 2020 year?
So like I said, I was thinking of stuff that I could do, but it was more of like, I'm not even gonna lie, I used to play video games a lot. I used to, like I said, go to LA Fitness and play. I used to just do stuff that I felt like was purposeful, but it really wasn't purposeful. And then like I said, once COVID stopped and could go back to the games and stuff like that, I realized this is what's purposeful to me. So like I said, I went to my cousin's game, and I'm out on the field. I got this old camera taking pictures and video. I don't think I was taking videos at the time, but just taking pictures and just feeling like I was doing something that had a purpose. And I'm like, man, this is better than, going to the club or going out on a Friday night, just because, I felt like, I was doing something that meant something. So.
How hard was it to start? Because me and Zach believe a lot that the hardest thing to do in any aspect, like starting to go to the gym or a business, is to start. So how hard was it to start the business aspect of making money or buying equipment and all that stuff?
Right. So it definitely is hard. You just have to stick with it, because that's the hardest part, the consistency part of it. I think with me, there hasn't really been a time that I wanted to stop with this. It's been a time where I'm like, man, I need a vacation, because I'm kicking stuff out, right? But it's just one of those things where like I said, I feel like I got a purpose with it now, So when I was doing stuff for free, I wanted to be the best then. Like when I'm doing stuff now, I still want to try to be the best. So it's just really just holding that standard, you know what I mean?
So what was the next step after your cousin's game? You said you felt passion for it.
Yeah. So, like I said, I went home. I went home. I had this old camera, plugged it in the computer, see the pictures, and I'm thinking the pictures are great, And now, if you look back at these pictures, it's like, but like I said, I got the pictures up. I don't even know if I edited them at that point, but I didn't have an editing program. I didn't have a website. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have none of that stuff that I said. So I ended up making an Instagram called End Zone Imagery, because that's I thought I would stick with football stuff. So posted them there, and at this point, I'm just posting. I might have posted every picture that I took, and I might have took all these pictures, but it was just really just a learning process. So learning how to get engagement, when to post, what to post, how to edit pictures, how to edit videos. So really just building that knowledge. YouTube is probably was my best friend at the time. Learning about camera gear and what I would use for football, what I use for basketball, what I use for either fashion stuff, any type of content, just what kind of gear I would need. So and then upgrading wise, I got mics now. I got lenses, just everything that I feel like I need, but obviously never have enough. So it's one of those things. So
every big filmer or YouTuber has one video that takes them out there, that everybody records, that's big for them. What's that video for you? Is there anything that you dropped? Or
I would say, so it was this one weekend where basically I forgot. It was, people would tell me, hey, come to this game, pop out here, pop out there, pop out there. So for some reason, I had wanted to see Hillsborough, and I'm like, I'll go see Hillsborough versus Plant City. It's probably not the best game. They'll probably beat on Plant City or something like that. But when I got out there, Plant City came to play.
What year was this?
Last year, previous year. So last year, and like I said, I'm out there recording, and one play, I think the guy's name is Jay Smith, receiver, number 4 for Plant City. Ended up catching a little swing pass, got it, and made 7 people miss.
I know what video you're talking about. It's insane.
So I'm when I got home, I'm like, okay, I got the video, but then I ended up stabilizing his head and making it look all crazy. So then and then just going more. So like I stabilized his head, then I did the colors, and I did, you know what I'm saying, just to make it like a perfect video. And at the time, it's like, wow, that was good. But then like when I look back, it's like, not saying I didn't know what I was doing, but it was the first time that I did it. So it was like, and it was crazy because how you said just took off on TikTok, took off on Instagram, and I think that's like at 1 million something views now on Instagram. So definitely was something like that. So like now what I've been trying to do is try to like, that was like my biggest moment kind of thing. So now I'm trying to add to like that kind of stuff in new work that I do. So like some of the same things, but like I said, new content.
For sure. So when you introduced yourself to photography and videography, you know, you're not getting paid. So how hard is it to work for free with an end goal in mind that you got to work for it, basically?
Right. So at first it's crazy because like, so you know, you make your Instagram as a photographer and it's like, yeah, DM me to book something, you know, but it really, like you said, it's, you got to get out there, do a lot of free stuff. Like it was a lot of stuff I did for free, just because I wanted to, and because it's so close. Like I said, I live right by Alonzo and Sickles, so if Alonzo and Sickles are having you know, 7-on-7, I'll pop out, make a little video and whatever, you know, just to better myself, do it for the kids, and you know, like I'm building the brand. So that was a big thing. And then Jordan helped me out a lot because he wanted me to shoot the basketball season for you guys. And at first, like I said, I didn't have a camera. I mean, I had that camera, but I didn't know what the quality would look like or what the whole thing would look like. And midway through the season, I was like, man, I got to see what this other camera's like. So I rented it, did a video for you guys, and I'm like, I can't go back to that other one because like they'll be able to see the quality difference. You'll be able to see everything. So then at that moment, I ended up buying the camera that I rented and like got a little bit more serious with it. So things like that, just jumping out, going on a limb with things, like I said, trying new stuff just to see. And then, like I said, you have that experience. So now you know if you can mess with it or if not, kind of thing. So
It was almost storybook how your first year kind of following us. We actually won a district title for the first time in 20 years, gave you a lot of content.
Right. You know,
and you got better each post. Like each post, like it was insane. I remember I think it was like November. It was like just like photos, and then I checked again like January. I'm like, what the heck happened? Like it was insane.
Dropping the feet highlights and the
crazy
highlights
with the music, Jay-Z playing in the background. I was like, what?
Like I said, that stuff, like I'll go look back at that and I'll be like, oh, I messed up there. And like in the video, but at the time when I'm making it, it's like, you know, I'm not realizing that kind of stuff. But like now, just critiquing myself, like it's, you know, just always a chance to get better and stuff. So. And
it seemed like we had three guests, JD and Feek, and now you, that all like got impacted from that year. You know what I'm saying? How did you come off that year? Like now you're filming, now you're doing all that.
Yeah, like I said, it just gave me more confidence. So like being able to, like I said, shoot you guys every other night or whenever it was, but just like you know what I'm saying, just knowing like, okay, like I gotta drop something for the Gaither basketball team because, you know, they're gonna be looking for this tomorrow. So knowing that I want to match like your expectations was something big. And then really, like I said, I think after that it was when I linked with BCP, and then from there he kind of helped me just grow. He gives me tips daily about, you know, just the business side of things, personal side, this is everything. So I would say he's probably like one of my mentors in this thing. So
in the Tampa Bay area, all the people who are photographers and videographers, y'all all kind of like help each other.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know they got like a group chat on Instagram where we kind of like we'll ask for tips. They'll drop videos in there asking like what you think about this, or you know, just
that's fine. There's like no competition.
Right,
everybody's
no,
just all good.
Yeah, because like at this point, it's one of those things where like if you wanted, like if you came to me for a reason. You know, like you know what I do and you know the work I put out. If you go to like a guy I really like, and we talked about Baron. If you go to Baron, you know what Baron's gonna get you. You know, like what kind of mix he's gonna get you, and you know like the quality of it as well. So knowing that, I think like it doesn't create a competition, but you know people have like their own, like I want to be
their own
like
style. Yeah,
or
everyone's
like
a little bit different.
Right. So
And then, you know, you coming up, there's a lot of people that are filming here in Tampa, of course. Is there anybody that you like saw, you love watching, and you kind of like watched them through?
Yeah. It's not in Tampa. It's a few people. It's not in Tampa, but I can't remember. It's a guy out in like Polk County. I can't remember his name. He came to you guys' game against Plant last year. I can't remember his name right now, but he's really, really good. I really liked him a lot. I like Barron. I like
Shout out Bear, man.
Peter. I don't know if you guys know about Peter. PM Edits, I think it is.
Oh, I
Oh,
think,
yeah,
yeah.
He's lit. He's super lit.
Yeah, he does
he
does
like,
collar
like,
stuff and stuff
like
now.
when he goes crazy. Like
Yeah.
that's like I think my stuff is good, but his stuff is like, you know what I mean? Like real official. So him, and then it's definitely like I said, you see, you know, stuff every now and then, like, but the real thing that I realized is just like being consistent with it, because like, you know, people could do it for like, you know, 3 months, 6 months, but really hitting just hitting, kicking them out all the time, or like, you know,
Not giving up.
right.
You've blown up a lot this past year. You've gained almost more than 6,000 followers on Instagram, man. You've gotten a lot of opportunities. You went to the All-American game.
Right.
How was that?
Like I said, from BCP, man, he like I said, he's the guy that like I said, I may tell him like, hey, like, what do you think? You think we can get to this, or you think we could, you know, be at this event? And like he makes it happen, kind of thing. So
That's
like
crazy.
with USF, like I said, I think with me, it's like if I tell him or he sees that like I want to do something, or like that drive in me, like he'll get it going, kind of thing. So I told him like I wanted to shoot some collegiate stuff, applied for USF credentials, and he helped me with that. We took off with that this year, and then just planning, I'm like, man, I want to go to the Under Armour stuff as well, because it's in Orlando. Same thing, like we applied for that, we were there, and you know, that took off as well. So really, like I said, just having that person that, you know, has been doing it, because he's been doing BCP since I probably was in high school, since I was like you guys' age. So like when I was transferring stuff like that from Sickles to Alonzo, like that was on the BCP message board thing, like back in the day. It wasn't Instagram or anything like that. It was like real like old school, but just like that. So he's been doing it for like a long time.
So you're at the All-American game. It's like a national event. You got the best recruits in the country, best players, coaches, people behind the scenes. Do you get to meet anyone cool? Any cool stories?
Definitely met some of the cool people. Like one thing that I like thought that was really cool was like when I got the opportunity to go, I'm like, man, I gotta see the dude Zachariah Branch, right? I gotta see him, number one receiver. I gotta get a video of him. Like I got to, and like I'm just thinking this before like driving to Orlando and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I just need you to make the highlights, because I'm gonna make the tape. So long story short, I think he returned like 2 kicks or something. So I'm just like, yes,
He went crazy.
Yeah,
he went crazy.
Like, so went home, and then like same thing. Like I'm like, I gotta make this like crazy, like number one receiver in the nation. I gotta go. So ended up doing that. But like him, one of my guys that I like a lot is Bulls. Troy.
Yeah.
He's really cool. And then I met the guy from TC.
Lou?
Yeah, like I said, so those all cool dudes, down to earth, and you know,
Yeah,
like,
very
you know,
humble.
Right. It's like
On average, how long does it take you to like edit a video?
So the whole process would be like, say like for one of you guys, you're like, hey, can you come out to my game? So I'll come out to your game. Say if the game starts at 6:30, I'll get there at like 6. Game may end at like 7:30, 7:45, you know. Then like, so that's probably like what, hour and a half. Go home, upload everything. And then I'll usually get straight to editing, depending on the mix and how much content I have of you. So say if I'm building something of you of like 3 games or, you know, 5 games, whatever it is, it could take definitely like 4 to 5 hours. But that's not obviously like, like, you know. But before, I would always try to make sure like it's before I would do something, and I'm like, I need to just be out in the morning, you know. Now like I'm fine with like not posting the next day, just to make sure that the video is right, you know, kind of thing. So but before, I used to be like, I gotta get this out tomorrow. I got like not going to sleep, same thing, like waking up at like posting it at 6 because that's when I finish it and I'm about to go to sleep, kind of thing. But definitely is like a thing where like, you know, the more effects, the longer it takes. Luckily my computer is pretty good, so it doesn't take that long to load the effects and stuff like that. But I have like learned to try to like just get better with like, it's not gonna be a bang bang type thing. Like you gotta do the You gotta make sure everything's in frame. You gotta make sure the colors are right. You gotta make sure the transition.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Make sure the music is right. You gotta make sure everything's on beat. Like it's like but like now that I know that stuff, it's like I don't rush myself with it anymore. I used to like want to make as fast as I can, but like I don't rush it because it's gonna come out.
It's a form of art, so it has to kind of be perfect to you.
And the thing is like I want it to be out just as bad as you guys do. So like I'm trying to get it out as fast as possible. So.
And then this year you were with Robinson filming MJ Ward.
Right. Yeah.
What experiences did you get from here? Like MJ Ward's a tough guard, tough to film. So how was the season?
So honestly, I didn't know much about him just because he was a freshman last year. Like so I filmed Gaither, and they said he played against Gaither, but he only had like 5 points. Like so I didn't really get to really see him. But they're like, you don't know about MJ Ward, you don't know Marion. I'm like, who's Marion? So I go to the first game versus Blake. And I know about some of the dudes on Blake,
So, studs.
Right. So I'm like, see what they got. So that game, he didn't have his best game. I think he had like 7 points, but you get to see, like, I'm like, okay, he's a shooter. So the next game, they won, and then the next game they won, and the next game you just like sorry. I was like, okay, now I can see like who MJ is, and I think like it was multiple nights. Like he had 30 points, and like could have had 40, like missed like 2 shots or something that he probably makes. But he is a shooter. Like I've edited his tapes, and like that's all I could say, man. Like I've edited a 5-minute highlight tape of him. So it's just been like this, like so I know like he can shoot it for sure. But I think like doing that has opened up opportunities just to meet other people on the team, other business opportunities. So other people wanting mixes, other people from other teams. So it's just definitely a thing where like even if I wasn't, doing it for him, it would have been great to do it just for anybody, just because it's like, the opportunities that come with it kind of thing. So.
Yeah, so I was looking at your feed earlier, the Kalia Woodley, you had her big head. Like, how do you come up with these different edits like that? Like,
it's either something I may see. So like with that, like I had saw it on a different page, obviously, or just like out and about. I think I've seen like years ago, like just like either like with Steph Curry, like a mini edit or something like that. And I'm like, I want to try to do that. So, and I think that at the time, those were like the best pictures I had, just like quality wise, just because they were clear. And then once I did it, I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna try to do a little mix of them. So then I think I did like a few USF players, a few football players and stuff.
So
like
you did
that.
like JP, and then you did the
That
big,
fire,
the big red boots.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff. Like,
mischief.
Right? Like I'm editing this stuff, and I'm like, man, it doesn't look great. But I'm like, you know what?
It's funny,
it's
good
just
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just content. So posted it, but like I said, it was like one of those edits, and just stuff like that. Like, I like doing stuff like that, just to keep the page like fun,
So this is your full-time thing now, right?
Not yet. So honestly, I do work on the side full time. I do this literally on the side. So like after I finish from my work, I'll come home, edit. I may call off a day just to go shoot some stuff or just to get some stuff done. So like obviously I do this on the side still. I want to make the jump, but really the thing is just being really confident in myself. Obviously, I am confident in myself, but it's just like I gotta get a real plan down.
That's impressive though. You're releasing a lot of content, like lots of it.
While working a full-time job, I barely had time to like do my schoolwork after school because all these workouts. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like I said, that's why. Like I said, at nighttime I know that I'll be like last night I was up to like 2. You know what I'm saying? Editing. So and then at that point, I'm telling myself the video is done, but really I need like another hour of the video. But I'm like, I can wake up in the morning and do this. But it's really just about the grind, and it's like you can either grind or you cannot. So,
who's some of your favorite athletes that you filmed these past 2 years?
Football wise, I like Dallas. I like Isaiah Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think of somebody else I like a lot. I like Dallas a lot. Yeah, Dallas and Isaiah are probably my 2 favorite receivers.
The Trey one was insane. The one you did of Trey from Gaither.
Oh yeah,
that one was insane.
Yeah, so him like that, like I didn't know much about him, but like I went out to go to spring practice. They didn't even have fully pads. And like I'm like, I know somebody's out here is like really good, but I don't know where he is. But like when I saw him, I'm like, okay, that's him because he's way faster than everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
cut.
just-
And, like,
You can just
yeah,
tell,
yeah,
like,
you
when he
just
runs
tell,
by,
yeah,
yeah.
he's like, okay, that's the dude right there. So made something for him, but like that, I don't know if you like remember that video, but really that was the time that I linked with BCP, literally with that video. So what happened was tried to get in at Alonzo, went to school there and all that stuff, but they were like, like, hey coach, can I come shoot some stuff for you, some content, whatever, and they got shut down, you know, and I'm like, dang, you know, like whatever. But long story short, I knew a coach at Gaither. I don't know if you know Coach Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I knew him, and he's like, yeah, man, pull up, you know, we can practice at 3. So pulled up, made the video, like I said, saw him, like, and that was like one of my first time really trying to get better with it. And like I said, made the video, it dropped. BCP saw it. He's like, yeah, man, I can get you in Alonzo today. Like, so then at that point, that's like I went on this little tour. So I was like, Gaither, Alonzo, Chamberlain, Hillsborough, Jesuit, you know what I'm saying? Like all these schools just to, you know, film spring practice. But like I said, it's getting me better, getting the kids exposure. And, you know what I'm
By the
saying?
time season came up, you were already doing crazy work.
Right, trying to be, yeah. Like, but I think like when the football season came up, like my goal was like, I'm trying to at least get paid something each week. If it's $20, if it's $300, if it's $500, whatever it is, I'm trying to get paid something this week, you know, just, and really stood on that goal. And like I said, at the end of the year, you know, it was where I wanted to be.
What's your goal for yourself and your business and in the future? I don't know if you want to do this for years to come or whatever. What's your goal for yourself?
Really, like you said, be full time with it. Be to the point where, like, I feel like a person I look up to is like the big county preps. Like, so that stuff is like at 40-something thousand followers. No, 40,000 followers. Been doing it for 20 years almost. You know, like so just something like that. Like just something solid in the Tampa Bay area.
So you want to stay around here? You would not want to work for like a team or anything, like a sports team?
So it's been times where like I try to do professional stuff. I've realized it may not be the best for me just because like say like if I want to go shoot for the Bucks, I could go shoot for the Bucks, right? But I couldn't post those pictures on my Instagram. I couldn't post them videos. I couldn't do anything with the content. So I can go do it, but it's not like I couldn't do anything with the content. I could keep it for my portfolio, and I could say, hey, I shot for the Bucks. I've shot for, you know what I mean? But it wouldn't really. It's not purposeful for me at that point. Like the stuff for the kids was. So like I said, I think it would be cool to experience an NFL game and stuff like that. But I think I'll experience collegiate. It's not the same, obviously, but it's still up there. But I don't think like professional wise, like working for a professional team is just that, but just really building something for me, like where I'm working for either schools or working for, you know, companies or something like that would be better. But I think like the NFL, they own all that stuff, or NFL, NBA, all that stuff. So.
And you talked about how like which football players were like you filmed that you liked. But now let's talk about basketball. You haven't filmed me yet, which you know what I'm saying? But you filmed MJ Ward. You just dropped Derek Delgado. Like what players you?
So I'm trying to get like a basketball. I'm definitely gonna get out a lot more. But I like the Leto boys. I like MJ. I like Mickens from Robinson. Let me think of somebody else. I like the dude Cole from Alonzo. Yeah, he's real. I like him a lot. Like everybody. There's a few people. Sickles got a few good guys. Like, but it's people I haven't seen that I want to see. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen the guy from TC yet.
Carter.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I just saw the dude Nate, and like I said, Nate is super cool.
Tough.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you just. And I'll go play like at like I said, LA Fitness or just at the park and stuff, and I think I'm hooping, but like I'm like, man, if these dudes was out here right now, like I'd be having me out here looking crazy. So, but just like those guys probably, and then like I always like seeing like up and coming dudes. So like there was this guy from Hillsborough. They say he was a freshman, but he was hooping. You know what I mean? I never heard of him, but he was pretty good. I think he was number 10. But just stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like where I'm like, I'll record a game, go home, and I'm watching. I'm like, okay, oh, ooh. Or like, you know, when I'm like doing stuff like that, that's when you know, like, okay, I gotta keep an eye out for this dude, you know, sort of thing. So
How often are you hit up now? Because you know you've built your brand up this much, or you have offers to film a lot. Or?
right, yeah. I would say just about every day. It's one of those things where like at this point, like I have to see now. It's like say if somebody hits me up, I'm like, okay, is this a serious person or is this a person that like you know is this gonna be just trying to talk? You know what I mean? So just trying to filter through that stuff. But just about every day, somebody's asking for pictures, videos, or planning for something in the future, you know, kind of thing. So definitely staying busy. If it is a time where I'm not busy, that's where I'll be doing, you know, I said like a lot of free stuff or just a lot of stuff like that interests me. So like if it is a kid that like, you know, I want to see or haven't seen, I'm gonna go see him, you know, and that's just because I want to get something for them kind of thing. But yeah, that's kind of like where it is right now.
So you and JD have something in common that y'all love helping the youth, and it's like as you said, you worked at a foster home before this,
Yeah.
and I believe you have a degree in sociology.
Yeah.
So where does that come from? That you like inspiring the youth and helping them out?
I think really is because when I was growing up, people did that for me. So like, yeah, when I was young, I always had like people always looking out for me. I think like once I got out of college, like I said, it came natural. So like when we're in college, you know, you're hosting like football camps, you're coaching the youth up, you're doing stuff like that. And when you're like in Albany, they had us doing charity events. So you do stuff like that where you're always around kids and like you're, you know, in that realm. So I felt like it felt natural. And then it's easy, you know, obviously as long as like the kids can relate to you, they see that you can feel where they're coming from and not trying to like parent them or like you're just trying to help them. They react well to that. So and honestly, I think like when we both got out of college, we both worked at this like group home type situation where like at risk youth would be coming in and running away and stuff. And like Jordan, like at that point he ended up leaving, but like I stick with it. But he was like, I can't do this, man. But it's just one of those things where like, you know, like somebody has to look out for the youth because the youth are
They're the future.
yeah. Literally. So just trying to be that person, you know, and like I said, you don't have to listen to me, you just want to be there, if that makes sense, you know, just to say it's just so you have somebody, you know what I mean? So
For sure, bro. Well, it's inspiring to see. Like,
yeah, not for sure.
It's big time,
yeah. Because I mean, this is like I said, I grew up here. I would go to Northdale Park all the time.
I grew up at that park,
You know what I'm saying, when I was little, so it's not like there's nothing's changed, you know. So
You grew up at Northdale Park? Like you would go there after school?
Like no, I lived like I would when I would after school I would go to like Country Place.
Yeah. I grew up there too. I went there for like teen camp, and then I went there. I went to Northdale for like after school and summer camp.
Yeah, Northdale, like I said, I would hang out there. We play basketball and stuff. But like if I was hanging out back in the day, I'd be in Country Place, both sides, just because like that was.
Yeah, I live by there now, so I'm there all the time.
Now that you solidified like a spot in this filming, like everybody knows you, you're behind the lens, but is there anybody like up and coming that you're hoping to mentor or like you know that's gonna be big? You talked about like Baron and stuff, but like is there anybody?
Baron's gonna be lit for sure because like with him, he has like when I first started the same type of drive. I feel like where like I could see that like he films and goes home and edits kind of thing.
He wants
like,
it.
You know what I mean? Like that. So that kind of thing is something that like it's like okay, he has a lot of questions like that. All that stuff is stuff that you like to see, especially for somebody that's like, you know, starting as well. And like I said, I told him the other day, I'm like, you just like me, bro. All you need is the opportunity, and you're gonna take off. So, like I said, just trying to help him, you know, get his feet wet, and if it's with sports stuff, if it's with, you know, like anything, just like I said, just helping him get that experience so that he can, you know, grow.
What's your advice to, because you're not just a photographer, you're an entrepreneur. What's your advice to people who want to start a business or want to pursue something?
I would say stick with it. Try to have a support system because, you know, obviously, like, not a one-man team, but, like, obviously it's harder to do stuff by yourself. But I obviously wouldn't be where I am today with, like, you know, like, without the help. So the help of my stepmom, help from my friends, the help from, you know, big county preps, the help from, you know, even the athletes, you know, just even trying to get me to come out to their stuff. So really just understand that it takes a team, you know, don't ever give up, because once you give up, you might as well, like, you're just gonna be back in that cycle of, man, what am I gonna do kind of thing. So you're just sticking with it, and then just not saying not caring what people think, but just like, you know, just like I said, just having that, like, being confident, like, you know, this is what my stuff is and this is how I do it. Yes, it might not be the best, but it'll get better, and like, just watch, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's big time. Like what I've seen from you in the last 2 years, when you were filming Gaither, I didn't play that year. That Zachy was on the team, but I just saw you like growing and growing and growing, and we were so excited for this episode because it's a little bit different from the other guests. You're like, you have your own business. You are in the sports world, right. So it was a big shout out that you came on this podcast, and we really appreciate that, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Shout out to Behind the Lens right here. We'll have his Instagram. Make sure to DM him, book him. His work's insane. Thank you for everything. We out.
Peace.
Yes, sir.